Hi everybody. I'm sorry I'm late. I ended up going out of town and kind of late today. I think I left the house at 2:30. So you know me and my jaunts. I didn't leave where I was until about 11 o'clock. This is my third iced coffee since I've been home. So, and then I had before that one of these. So, could be an all-nighter, maybe, right? Who knows? Hello there, Debbie Two Scooter. Hello, UHP. Hello, Kevin Leonard. Debbie D. Hello there. Hello. UHP, what's up? Hey there, Carolyn. Sent you an email with the previous... Okay, I didn't get to check anything really today because it was a wacky day and I was out most of the day. You started your day very late? Okay, I'm in top chat. That's not good. So, good. We'll find out about what's going on in the world together since I was out. I did see that they talked more about that Cornell administrator that killed his daughter and mother-in-law. Nuts. Nutty. Let's see what's going on. And we were just talking. We were in the Zoom, just talking about the fires moving into Brentwood, and they said, they were over there in Brentwood, and so I said, well, that's where O.J. Simpson or was it Nicole? But O.J. lived in Brentwood, didn't he? Or was it Nicole that lived in Brentwood? But I know Joan Crawford lived in Brentwood, and I know that because when she was raiding the closet, Joan Crawford, she told Christina, you live in the most beautiful house in Brentwood and you don't care. And I thought Brentwood, Long Island, and like, they don't live in New York, but then, no, so let's see should we check out the fire situation first? Let's check out the fire situation first. Because I thought that they were going, but the girls in there said that they are in Brentwood. So let's see what's going on. Picture, please. I always wanted a picture. And let's see which picture we're going to put on there. Wow. UHP, where do you live? I just took a boatload of vitamins. If I suddenly have to get crackers or something, you're going to have to accept that. Okay. Okay, so, wow, look at this. That is homes destroyed in the hills along the Pacific Coast Highway in Malibu from the Palisades fire on Monday. I was reading some stories about people that were finding wedding rings. And I was telling the girls in Zoom when I was out, there was a woman, right? And she was, figuring she was going to have to evacuate. So she went and got her mother's wedding ring, her grandmother's wedding ring, and her wedding ring. And she put them on her finger. But then she was going outside to help with the hose, so she took all three rings off and she put them on a hall table. And then she came back in, and her and her daughter went to bed, and then they got up, and it was like, we got to evacuate, we got to run. And she realized that she left the three rings on the hall table. So when they went back, their house was gone, okay? And she looked, and she found 2 of the rings but couldn't find the 3rd ring. And she saw a firefighter or something, and they said, "Do you need any help?" And she told them, and they helped her dig through the rubble, and they found the 3rd ring. So let's see what's going on here. Music catalog of famed composer Arnold Schoenberg destroyed in the fire. An exhaustive catalog of the great Austrian-American composer Arnold Schoenberg's work, including original scores and manuscripts, has been completely destroyed by the Palisades wildfire, according to his family and the archival center that they own. You think they would have had that on some kind of, computer, scanned it or something, right? I don't know. The entire inventory of sales and rental materials, comprising some manuscripts, original scores, and printed works, has been lost in the flames. For a company that focused exclusively on the works of Schoenberg, the loss represents not just a physical destruction of property, but a profound cultural blow. Belmont Music Publishers was founded in 1965, 15 years after Schoenberg's death, dedicated to publishing, renting, and selling works from its catalog, which are foundational to the 20th century classical repertoire. Schoenberg was best known for developing a 12-tone system of musical composition. He spent the last decades of his life in California, where he taught at the University of Southern California and the University of California in Los Angeles. The loss of his catalog now means that musicians worldwide can no longer access the works distributed by Belmont Music Publishers, which called it a devastating loss. The company will now work to digitalize its remaining collections and share them online. Los Angeles mayor issues an executive order to expedite rebuild efforts after the wildfires. Well, they haven't even extinguished the wildfires, right? Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass on Monday issued an executive order to speed up the rebuild efforts after the Los Angeles wildfires. More than 60 square miles have been burnt, and she said, and I quote, "This unprecedented natural disaster warrants an unprecedented response that will expedite the rebuilding of homes, businesses, and communities," Mayor Bass said in a statement provided by her office. Now listen, I heard from a resident in North Carolina that there's a lot of people very upset who lost everything in the hurricanes that hit North Carolina, then hit that area. About what's happening here. So, I mean, yeah, that is California getting more resources and stuff like that, and they feel forgotten, and we'll have to look into that. Let's see. Areas north of the current blaze are at risk of fire, CAL FIRE officer warns. But where are the fires in Brentwood? So I said last night that they had inmates from the prison who were trained firefighters that were helping in the blaze, and see, more than 900 incarcerated firefighters are on the front lines battling ongoing wildfires. Prisoners interested in fire rescue take classes and go through field training before they're accepted into a program which prison reform activists say is underfunded and too dangerous. A report published in 2022 by the American Civil Liberties Union noted that 1,000 incarcerated firefighters were injured in a 5-year period. 4 have died on the job. Inmate firefighters are paid $10.24 an hour with an additional $1 an hour in emergencies. California's minimum wage is $16.50 an hour. But a former inmate turned firefighter, Anthony Pedro, tells Laura Coates that the program is rewarding, and he said, and I quote, "Being able to be there for somebody on their worst day, to rise to that occasion, that's an honor." He added that his first call as an inmate firefighter was to perform CPR on a baby. He said he sees the program as an internship and credits it for preparing him for his career. The way me and my peers, when we were incarcerated, the way we looked at it was like, this is our internship, and this beats being behind the walls. We can get this career in the process, and that's exactly what I was able to do. New brush fire erupts in Ventura County. The fire is currently at 5 acres in medium fuels with a moderate rate of speed. So let's look at, who did I say was getting divorced? Jessica Simpson and her husband of 10 years getting divorced in celebrity news, okay? Let me see what else we have. I don't see Brentwood. Evelyn, let me try to see if I can find out some more about fires in Brentwood. And let's see if Joan Crawford's house is still around in Brentwood, okay? Okay, evacuation soar. Here we go. But this is a day ago, it says. They soar in the San Fernando Valley. Brentwood as Palisades fire extends, but that's a day ago. I'm not seeing Brentwood yet. Let's see. We've got fires in Brentwood. Let me see. Increasing winds bring potential for explosive fire growth across LA County. LA fire close in on Brentwood. That's 2 days ago. I don't know. Is it in Brentwood? Let's look. I just want to find out Joan Crawford's house in Brentwood, all right? I just put Joan Crawford. Okay. Here's her house. Let me see here. 1929. Let me try to get her house here. Joan Crawford. Bristol Avenue, Brentwood. It's 426. Let's see what is there. You live in the most beautiful house in Brentwood. I'm going to get a Google map. So this is the address in Google today. Right there. And let me see. Oh, look at this. It's so funny. We don't look at anything much, and then it's like in 2024. Let me see. Is this 2020? No, 2004, 2005. This guy right here is in her. He's in the living room during the renovations. And they did major renovations to her house. So that's what they were doing to the outside. And this looks like this is 20 years ago now. I thought they were 2024, but this is like 2004. Let me make this a little bit bigger. I think Lisa Gibbons bought that house. Do you remember Lisa Gibbons? She was like one of those. Let me see here. And in front of the yard was the worst atrocity of all, Lisa Gibbons' children's play swing set. She used to live there. Did you guys know that Lisa Gibbons lived in that house? And then I tried finding Tina's room and the infamous blue tile in the bath, but no luck. It had all been remodeled. This is someone that went there said that. And this is the house in April of 2012, it says. Joan Crawford. And look, there she is in that. That's that same room he was in. Is that the doggy? What is that? Is that a dog? What is that? What is with that animal? What is... I don't even understand what that is. Look at the little tiny little chairs. Who's sitting on those little chairs? Are those for the children? Interesting, huh? Following Joan's divorce from Douglas Fairbanks Jr. in 1933, she began remodeling the Bristol house. In February of 1934, Joan added 2 new rooms to the house's 10 rooms for a total of 12. The additions were a new dressing room and bath that were attached to her bedroom. This added 336, that sounds like a small amount of room for a dressing room and a bath, it's her size, square feet to her house's second floor. Additionally, Joan had her own bedroom made smaller. Interesting. To accommodate the construction of a new sitting room on the front side of the second floor. Joan also had a new 9 by 28 foot porch added to the back of the house, and she paid approximately $3,900 for these additions. Wow. In March of 1934, Joan had a pool house and a theater constructed in the backyard. The buildings were placed horizontal of one another, with Joan's pool centered between them. Both the pool house and the theater were just over 1,000 square feet in size. In 1934, when was Christina Crawford born? I don't know why I thought she was so much younger. I've got to just see when Christina Crawford was born. Hold on a minute. Is she still alive, Christina Crawford? Christina Crawford was born in 1939. Why do I think she's so much younger than that? She's 85. Wow, okay, so Joan was making all these renovations. What did I say? She was born in 1939? Is that what I just said? So 5 years after she made this reservation, she adopted the kid. Okay. She was making renovations in 1935, and it underwent its largest remodel. The addition of 3 new rooms added to the current 12 rooms for a total of 15 rooms. Joan had a new, larger dining room built on the right side rear of the house. The new dining room was 468 square feet, measuring 18 by 26. The house's original dining room, located in the center of the house, became a bar room with an enclosed wet bar installed in one corner of the room. In addition to the new dining room and the redesigned bar room, Joan redesigned the kitchen and had an entire 480 square foot kitchen wing built. The prior garage and servants' room was demolished, and a new 768 square foot 3-car garage was built. Joan also had a 100 square foot sitting room built off of the servants' quarters. Joan paid $9,600 for these additions and modifications. Aside from the modifications to the dining area, the original Spanish style was replaced with the more commonly known Georgian style of the house. In an October 1935 issue of Photoplay magazine, Joan said, "I've been criticized for being a faddist about my home and decorating and redecorating in with my change of mood. That's absurd, of course, but I couldn't live in that house. If not, a stick of furniture had been changed from the way it was when I first moved in, because the same person isn't living there." Okay, Joan. So she didn't even have children, I don't even think, when she had those little tiny chairs over there. Interesting. Christina? Somebody here is obsessed with Joan's. I've got to read this. I'm going to bookmark this. This is a neat blog. I'm not a stalker. They go to all the filming locations. I'm not a stalker. Let me bookmark this in my favorites. Okay. I'm sorry we got off track here. Let me see here. Where are you guys? I can't find the live. Here we are. You love to fish? Oh, you know what, Micah? My kids went ice fishing yesterday. Do you ever go ice fishing? Hi, Micah. I'm trying to pay more attention to the chat. Hi, it's Pink. You think that's a cat, it's Pink? I can't figure that thing out. You have a rockfish? Wait. How did we get on the fishing? Let me see. Hi, it's just me. Carol and I've been following the Jason Chen trial in Tennessee. No, what's it about? It's just me. Tell me what it's about. Thought I heard Roy Rogers' old house burnt down. Micah Shoel, how are you? Ice fishing? Yeah, it's cold, but they even had a fire on the ice. Do you know the ice was so thick because we've had such cold weather? They had a fire on the ice and they were cooking stuff, and it was unbelievable. It's cool though, isn't it? My kids love to fish. Love. You love to fish, Kevin? Well, we should go flounder fishing when we go on vacation. Okay. All right, let's see. That would be a fun thing to do. What's this? Smoke on the water, I know. Fire on the ice, right? I don't know what this is. Something. I've got this I don't know what I have on the screen here. Okay, but it won't go away, so I'm just going to leave it there. Look, so let me see the trial you said. I'll take a look at it. Jason Chen. Let me check it out. Jason Chen trial. Let's see what it is. The murder of Jasmine Pace. Okay, so let me see what this is about, all right? It just started today with opening statements. Let me see. All right. Okay, this is Jason Chen entering the courtroom. Scooter, are you following this trial? Right there. Hang on, I'm getting it. You're probably like, no, we're still seeing Joan Crawford. No, just wait a second. There you go. There he is. Entering the courtroom. Let me make it a little bit bigger. There we go. So, let's see what this case is about. A defense attorney said that Jason Chen killed Jasmine Pace after she found where he had called other young women and she came after him with a wine bottle. John Weiss said that Jason Chen ran from her to a bathroom and then to the bedroom where he found a knife and began stabbing her. He said that Chen blacked out during the incident and awoke to find her lifeless body. The attorney told the jury that Chen then handcuffed her so that she would fit into a suitcase, and then he put her body in garbage bags and into the suitcase. Remember that case we heard about? Remember that one where that guy was dragging that lady out in that duffel bag? Remember that? And he was like the handyman or something, and she was having an affair with him. Did that ever go to trial? You remember that case? I think it was in Long Island. Remember that? Okay. He said Chen did a bad job of trying to clean up the blood, and he made some texts and calls after her death to get an alibi. Pace's car to an apartment complex on Mountain Creek Road and dumped the body along Suck Creek. What a name. Suck Creek Road near the Tennessee River. Anthony Weiss and Chen said Chen is guilty of the lesser charge of voluntary manslaughter, not premeditated first-degree murder, as he is charged. Chen is also charged with abuse of a corpse. Very strange. The attorney charged that the Chattanooga Police Department was incompetent in the case, saying the victim's mother could not get any help and wound up going in the Chen apartment several times. He said in doing so, she spoiled some of the evidence. So they have all this on him. Well, they're saying it was self-defense. Is that what's going on here? Let me see. Attorney Weiss charged that the family's ventures into the apartment, and they say they planted evidence, including a knife on the bed that was not seen in earlier photos on the bed. Chen is charged with her murder in a case that has drawn widespread attention, including crews from the Law and Crime TV show and NBC's Dateline. Attorney Weiss said the couple dated for several months in 2021 after they met online, and then they resumed in 2022, including a trip together to Chicago. Ms. Pace was much more infatuated with Chen than he was with her. The attorney said that the night that the couple had sex and drank wine together, he said at one point while Chen was opening a bottle of wine that she found his cell phone, and she began looking through it and saw calls to other women, and it enraged her. Prosecutors said Monday that they believed Ms. Pace was bound in a fetal position when she was stabbed 60 times at Chen's apartment on Tremont Street. Her left arm was handcuffed to her left ankle, and her right arm was bound to her right ankle. Her body was stuffed into a suitcase along Suck Creek Road near the Tennessee River. District Attorney Cody Wamp said the blood of Jasmine Pace was found all over that apartment. Holding up the suitcase for the jury, she said Chen's fingerprints were found on the trash bags inside the suitcase. The DA said one of the knife slashes was a through and through injury, and another one was so fierce that the knife point broke off. Hold on a minute. Broke off. Katrina Pace Bean, the mother of the victim, said after her daughter disappeared, she and other family members began a frantic search for her. She said the My Chevy app from her daughter's vehicle showed that it was going on November 22nd, 2022 to 108 Tremont Street. She said she did not know at the time that it was Chen's apartment. She said the app showed the Chevy going to the parking lot at 900 Mountain Creek Road, and she and others found the car there. She said the family then went to the Tremont address and knocked on numerous doors, and she said she checked her daughter's call log and noticed that she was talking to someone for 71 minutes that day before she disappeared. She said she dialed that number and it was answered by Chen. She said he did not seem concerned. She said he eventually said he had to get off the phone, saying that he was at the airport. Jasmine's mother said she looked back in the text messages and noticed that Jasmine had sent her a pin drop indicating her location, 110 Tremont. She said, I was scared. Jasmine has never sent me a pin drop location in the middle of the night. She said that she and other family members went straight to the apartment building and they were let in by a man who lived there. She said, we knocked on every door asking if they've seen my daughter. She said that she was told by a resident that he had heard a scream from apartment 210, 2 minutes from the time her daughter had sent the pin drop. She said that when no one answered the door, she got inside by using a credit card. Wow. She said she quickly spotted some of Jasmine's items inside, including a driver's license, credit card, and travel bag. She said she saw 2 patrol officers come to the scene, examined the apartment, spoke to a neighbor, and then left. She said the group went down to their car, but went back up to Chen's apartment when they left. She said she took electronics and other items, hoping to find a clue where my daughter was. She says that was November 17th, and she has not slept for several days. She had not slept for several days. She denied that she planted any evidence in the apartment, saying, I was still just trying to find my daughter, she said. She did not find city police helpful early in the case, and one officer told her not to call him over the weekend. She said that Jasmine, who ran the office for the family's construction company, was very private, and she had never introduced her to Chen. Zach Crawford, the lead detective in the case, said he got involved when a fellow detective called him on Sunday, on November 27th, and asked if he had seen Facebook posts from the Pace family about Jasmine's disappearance. He said he began studying the post, and then he soon got a call from his supervisor asking him to look into it. He went to the police station, interviewed the Pace family, and then obtained a search warrant for Chen's apartment. He said he spotted blood not long after entering the 500-square-foot apartment. In the kitchen, he said, when the chemical agent Blue Star was added, it illuminated an extremely large area of blood. It was the most I have ever seen in my homicide career. He said in the Chen closet there was a void where it appeared a suitcase may have once been. Asked why he got into the case 4 days after the disappearance, the witness said he had not gotten any information from missing persons about the case. The jury had been due to hear opening statements on Monday, but instead attorneys quizzed an Atlanta forensic psychologist who recently interviewed Chen at the Nashville jail and opened that it's highly unlikely that he formed premeditation. Dr. Douglas Lewis said he made the conclusion, reviewing evidence in the case, that he was furnished and a 3.75-hour conversation with the defendant. He said it appeared that Chen, who was a scholarship student at UTC, had a traumatic childhood. He said he showed a lot of depression and anxiety. Dr. Lewis said that on the night Jasmine Pace died, Chen told him they drank a bottle of wine together, smoked marijuana joints, and then used wax, which he said is a strong form of marijuana. Prosecutors objected strenuously to allowing the late testimony, saying they would have no time to reply and find their own expert. Judge Boyd Patterson ruled that the evidence could not come in, saying the testimony was speculative and of little value to the jury. The jury was picked in Nashville last Wednesday and Thursday, and then brought to Chattanooga on Sunday to hear evidence. The case is expected to take 10 days to 2 weeks. So, what did they do together today? They didn't have opening statements yet? Let me just see here. This is pretty cut and dry, isn't it? Let me see. The defense admits that Jason Chen killed Jasmine, but that he should be convicted on a lesser charge. Okay. So, let me see if I can get this. Stop. Oh, brother. Okay. I'm trying to see what there's no question he killed her. the defense just wants him to get a lesser charge, right? Is that what's going on here? Let's just see here. He's charged with first-degree murder and abuse of a corpse. This is another view of him. He looks very different. Look. And her. Now, so I'm going to have to catch up on this, I guess, here. Let's see. The affidavit also references surveillance video that appears to show Chen purchasing cleaning supplies from a Walgreens and driving Jasmine's vehicle. Her body was found December 1st in a suitcase. Her ankles were handcuffed and shackled. A medical examiner determined she had been stabbed more than 60 times. Oh, there's a former neighbor here. Let me see. Former neighbor talks for the first time. A woman who lived at the lofts at Tremont is speaking out for the first time about the murder of Jasmine Pace. Jessica Coco, a former resident of the complex and a former employee of Local 3 News, says she moved out after the incident. She lived near Chen, and he's accused of stabbing Jasmine Pace more than 60 times, putting her body in a suitcase and disposing of her. It was frightening to know that something like that could happen so close to home, Coco said. She said, I did not want to be there anymore. Walking the same stairwell was just an eerie feeling. On the first day of trial, Attorney General Cody Wamp detailed the gruesome nature of the crime. And the neighbor, Coco, recounted coming home that day after the murder. She said, it was something I genuinely have never smelled before. It was a sour, foul, and really gross. She said, I later learned that the apartment below mine was the scene of a crime. It could have been cleaning supplies, blood, I don't know, but it was unforgettable. Following Jasmine Pace's murder, Coco said she saw two women distributing flyers. They were trying to get the word out. There were flyers in the elevators, on the stairwells, on doors, everywhere. With the trial underway, Coco hopes that the Pace family will finally get the justice they're seeking. I do feel better knowing it's not forgotten about. The trial is expected to continue throughout the week. Okay, hold on. There's a lot of information on here. Okay, so now they're also saying that Jason Chen is being treated inhumanely in prison. The attorney for Jason Chen has said that is complaining about the conditions at the Hamilton County Jail and Detention Center. John Weiss, representing Jason Chen, says Chen is in a 23-1 lockdown, meaning he is in an individual cell for 23 hours a day and is allowed a common area for 1 hour. Should it be the Ritz-Carlton? No. Should it be a facility that we're ashamed of? Yes. Chen has gone days without water. He's been kept in freezing temperatures with little to no clothing and has been forced to live in a cell covered in feces. This is shameful and should not be happening. You have to remember, Jason has not had a trial. He has not been convicted of anything. He is presumed innocent, and he is in a cell where they are freezing him to death. We reached out, to the district attorney. This isn't right. I shouldn't have to threaten a federal lawsuit to get my client clothes and water and the basic necessities of life. Okay, and then they say, let's see here. taking. Okay. I wanted to see the. So what is it that they want? Let me just see here. Oh, crime of passion. Saying a crime of passion. Chen's attorney said in opening statements that Chen did in fact kill Jasmine Pace, but that he should be convicted on a lesser charge, claiming Pace's death was a crime of passion. He is charged with killing 22-year-old Jasmine Pace the week of Thanksgiving in 2022, cutting up her body, stuffing her remains in a suitcase, and dumping the suitcase along the banks of the Tennessee River. Okay, let me go back to the chat. Okay, let's see. Hi, Native Libra. How are you? Hello, Bucky. Let me see here now. That case sounds interesting. And how 22 years old. She was 22 and it happened in 2022. Thanksgiving weekend is what they said. So thank you. It's just me. I'll check that out. See what's going on there. Let me just see what else is going on in true crime. I mean, I know it's late. Oh, you know what? I think that Diddy special is supposed to be on Peacock on the 14th, isn't it? I told you Jessica Simpson and her husband Eric Johnson split up after 10 years of marriage, right? 24 dead in the LA fires. Ryan O'Neill's son, Patrick O'Neill, says there's just ash and bricks left of his dad's house. Did Ryan O'Neill die too? Ten people charged with burglary, arson during LA wildfires after Emmy Award and over $200,000 worth of goods stolen. Who knows the Good Omens author Neil Gaiman, accused of alleged sex abuse by multiple women. Body cam shows bizarre post-arrest behavior of teen who killed boyfriend by intentionally driving 100 miles per hour into a wall. What? Look at this. November 2022. This crime that we're looking at for that trial happened in 2022. And look at this. Look at this car. That also happened in November 2022. Says that there's new body cam footage that shows the surprising behavior of a teenager in Ohio who was convicted of intentionally crashing her car into a wall at 100 miles per hour and killing two at the moment of her arrest. How did she walk out of that without a scratch? In the early morning hours, I thought they said November 2022, of July 2022, Mackenzie Sharilla, then 17 years old, was captured on surveillance footage driving in Strongsville at 100 miles per hour before crashing her 2018 Toyota Camry into a brick building. Look at that car. Shrilla, who had marijuana and THC in her system, was supposedly fighting with her boyfriend, and she became literal hell on wheels when she turned down one particular road in a corporate park. Cayuga County Common Pleas Judge Nancy Margaret Russo said when the teen was convicted in 2023, the crash killed her boyfriend, Dominic Russo. No relation to the judge, whose last name was also Russo, who was riding in the passenger seat, and killed a friend of theirs, Davian Flanagan, who was sitting in the back. They were found dead at the scene. Trapped inside the car with the others, Shrilla was unconscious and not breathing. Convicted of all 12 charges she faced, including murder, aggravated vehicular homicide, felonious assault, and drug possession, Shrilla is sentenced to life in prison in August of 2023. She will be eligible for parole after serving 15 years. So she got life, and she's going to be eligible for parole after 15. Now, the dramatic arrest can be seen on body cam footage that was released by the Strongsville Police Department. And in the video, Shrilla can be seen sitting in the back of a police SUV, wearing a tank top and a jacket pulled down across her back. "Hi, Mackenzie," says an officer who introduces himself and tells her he's investigating the deadly incident. "You're under arrest for aggravated murder ×2, okay?" He says as she looks at him in shock. "Do you have any questions?" "Nobody's going to bother you." As he's about to swap the handcuffs she's wearing for another pair, she holds back tears as she pleads, "Could you please be careful taking this one off so it doesn't break the bracelet, please?" He replies, "You got it, you got it." "Thank you," she says. When she gets inside the car, she looks directly at an interior camera, and then she leans over and tries to go to sleep. But is this when they found her unresponsive? After the crash, authorities learned that the three had allegedly been smoking marijuana at a friend's house before Sharilla, what a name, Sharilla, right? Got behind the wheel. Sharilla reportedly had THC in her system that exceeded the legal limit in Ohio. Sharilla's fuzzy Prada slipper was stuck to the gas pedal. The intent was obvious upon seeing that video that there was only one goal, and the computer demonstrated that there was no attempt to slow down the vehicle or stop. There is no doubt that this happened because of the relationship with Dominic, and the defendant's intent was clearly to the end that she took everybody that was in the car with her. Yeah, that somebody said the same thing. They said this doesn't add up. They said this says that she was trapped inside the car with the others. She was unconscious and not breathing. And he goes, and then the video shows her without a scratch on being arrested. Yeah, it doesn't add up to me either. I don't get it at all. And that's another one, right? Life, and she's eligible after 15 years. And look at Jamie Komorowski, right? That's another light sentence. She killed 2 people, this woman. And a woman, let's see, has said she was, we got some more Diddy stuff. Diddy, another Diddy. What did Diddy do? What did Diddy do? So a woman who said she was a teen babysitter said she was offered a drink that made her feel groggy before the alleged assault in New York City. In the complaint filed in New York, the plaintiff, only identified as Jane Doe, claims that Sean Combs arred her in 2000 when she was a 16-year-old high school student. The plaintiff, who says she lived in Lower Manhattan with her parents at the time, alleges that she was working as a babysitter in an apartment building where Sean Combs' unnamed romantic partner also lived when she encountered the music mogul and two other men who apparently worked for him. Sean Combs asked the teen if she wanted a ride home repeatedly, the complaint alleges, before she eventually got in his car after she refused several times. The plaintiff said she first became alarmed when she was not dropped off at home. She claims that she was offered a drink to calm her down, which caused her to feel groggy and unsteady. And she said she was taken to another location by Combs and two employees who are not named before Combs arres her. She said she was then taken home and left in the lobby of her apartment building. Sean Combs is now named as a defendant in more than 30 lawsuits accusing him of misconduct. His attorney denies the allegations and says no matter how many lawsuits are filed, it won't change the fact that Mr. Combs has never assaulted or trafficked anyone, man or woman, adult or minor. We live in a world where anyone can file a lawsuit for any reason. Fortunately, a fair and impartial judicial process exists to find the truth, and Mr. Combs is confident he will prevail in court. He is currently behind bars in Brooklyn as he awaits his trial on federal crime charges, and he is scheduled to do that in May. He has pled not guilty. Wow, there's a video where a bear goes right up to a girl waiting at the bus. In New York, it looks scary, but he looks really nice. Like you want to pet him, but it's not good. It's like freaky. Okay. Let's see if we got anything else. Despite losing her home in fires, man 55 was killed while trying to protect his home. Oh, we've talked about, I think that's the man we talked about. Okay, so let's Josh Hall, who's he? Goes Instagram official with new model girlfriend. Amid Christina Hack divorce. I have no idea. Prince Harry's helping out in the fires, huh? Sandra Lee, Malibu home that got us through the darkest moments, is destroyed by wildfire. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry are visiting the Eaton fire victims, distributing food and supplies. I don't know why they're still calling them the Duke and Duchess. I thought they gave up their royal titles. Here they are. It's funny that they still want to be called the Duke and Duchess, huh? They want to be as helpful as they can be. We visited with some of the affected families in some of the burned out areas. They took the time to meet the people that are affected and spent time. They are just very caring people who are concerned for their friends and neighbors. And you can imagine the comments are a mixed bag on that, huh? You love them or you hate them. I don't know who Sandra Lee is. Why don't I know who she is? She's not the one that did semi-homemade cooking that used to be with Governor Cuomo, is he? Is that who that is? She's from Semi-Homemade. Does anybody know if that's the Sandra Lee? She used to be with Andrew Cuomo. She had that crazy show. It was Semi-Homemade. It was really... She would things were like half homemade. Is that who that is? Sandra Lee? I thought she was with Cuomo. Let me see if that's who it is, because she said, well, let me get her picture and then tell you, and then we'll check out if that's who it is. But that's what I remember, Sandra Lee. I don't even know if she has her show on or what that's about, you know. Her. Let me see, Sandra Lee. You know, I got this gash on my hand. I put this giant bag of dog food in the car. And I think I must have slid it on there, because then I went into the store and I was paying, and I'm like, where did I get this gash on the front of my hand? Sandra Lee's Malibu home narrowly escapes. See, her home survived the fires, but I thought they just said that it was her home that got her through everything, and it didn't survive. I could swear that they just said that. Let me see. Sandra Lee says she feels guilty that her Malibu home survived fires after she tearfully told fans it was gone. Oh, she did tell them. Okay, I'm not dreaming. Sandra Lee is opening up about her Malibu home surviving the destructive fires and the guilt she feels along with it. In an Instagram post on Monday, January 13th, the cookbook author and TV host, 58 years old, shared a photo of herself standing in front of her house alongside a lengthy caption. She's been sharing updates since she first believed her house was destroyed on January 8th. I was able to go to Malibu late yesterday. It's with a heavy heart for my local community, yet the most shocked and grateful heart I share. My home, Avalon, still stands. I could not believe my eyes to be one of the 10 in my neighborhood of homes still there. I do not know how. I can only assume it was the quick action of our firefighters. I feel guilty for being part of a bubble of these homes spared. I have such sadness for the people who have lost their homes, who have lost their lives, and I grieve for the families who have lost their loved ones. There are no words to express my emotion as these fires still burn out of control. My heart remains with everyone in Los Angeles, my numerous neighbors, and my two most wonderful girlfriends whose homes are gone. She ended her post by thanking the firefighters. I hope you join me today to say a prayer for LA and the communities. Thank you for keeping us all in your thoughts. For me, I will thank God every day. Well, and it said in a previous Instagram reel, she said, I'm in a hotel. I don't have a home anymore. Hold on a minute. Let me show you this. Come on, get over there. I don't know, she said, what the heck? There we go. I'm truly grateful. My house is gone. I cried all night and thought about every room, nook, and cranny. It was perfection, and now it's just ash. Please keep our community, the firefighters, and first responders in your prayers. This is not over, not even close. And then her house was okay. So why did she think it was gone? I mean, she didn't even know. Many celebrities have shared that they have lost their homes, including Billy Crystal, Anna Faris, Paris Hilton, Candy Spelling. Candy Spelling lost her home? The one that she had to... Really? Cameron Matheson, Heidi Montag, Spencer Pratt. Spencer Pratt. Why do I know that? Ricky Lake, Anthony Hopkins. Hold on a minute. Candy Spelling? Which house was that? Trying to think, because I remember, I don't know. Interesting. Let me go back to the chat. I'm supposed to be paying more attention to the chat. Hi, White Angel. What is whose theme's weird? Oh, Sandra, I'm trying to see if she's the one that was with, oh, she did. She was the one with Cuomo, right? Thank you, Christine F. Appreciate that. White Angel, did you ever get your laptop going? I guess not. You're listing off a bunch of names that are rich kids in the 90210 zip code area. Okay, but they still lost their homes, right? You know, they count too. Today's numbers. Let me check today's numbers. Hi, little lady. How are you? Okay, let's see. Fire numbers. Let's see. Let's see. Let me check. All right, let's see here what we got here. What do we have? All right, here we go. We need to pay attention to building codes. Land use planning engineering professor says. Beyonce's foundation donated $2.5 million for wildfire relief. Here's where we stand, okay? This was at 9 p.m. This is 9 p.m. Pacific time on January 13th. Firefighters made good progress on Sunday with milder winds, allowing them to fully contain some smaller blazes such as Lydia, Kenneth, and Sunset fires, but winds are picking up again and expected to stay strong over the next few days, posing a challenge as fire crews battle the ongoing Palisades and Eaton fires. And here's where the fires stand. Palisades fire, 23,713 acres burned, 13% contained. Eaton fire, 14,117 acres burned, 27% contained. And the Hearst fire, 799 acres, and it's 89% contained. At least 24 people have died due to the fires. And the office of the LA County Sheriff, Robert G. Luna, has received dozens and dozens of missing persons reports. More than 12,000 structures have been destroyed by the Eaton and Palisade fires alone, making them likely the second and fourth most destructive fires in California's history. Really, the second and fourth? What was the first? Fire resources positioned in Mandeville Canyon ahead of dangerous winds. Okay. Let me go over back to the chatters. I found the charger. I've not been home. This is the fourth day I just got in. Really? All right. California had the earthquakes and great fires way back in time. Oh, those are the ones that are those are the ones, Kevin, that are number what? I gotcha. I see ya. Little lady. So let's see, what did White Angel say? What is she babbling about? She seems weird. She feels guilty that her home is standing. Those that should have kept the fire hydrants full of water, they are the ones that should be feeling guilty. Yeah, but I guess it's like, I guess she feels very guilty because she told them it was gone and then it's not. And it's kind of like survivor's guilt or something, right? I don't know. Fires should be first on that list. Yeah, you guys. Okay. Let's do the word cookies. Okay. This looks like a pretty easy one, doesn't it? Where's my high 61? High 61, where are you? And murder of crows. I got it. I got it. I didn't even look at the chat, Kevin. I know you're going to get angry that I played it without the chat, but I'm sorry. I need a little confidence booster today. It's 10 to 4. I know, it's crazy. Hello, Christine. You're up late too. We're all up late. But I think we got to go to nighty nighties. And I'll see you tomorrow. I'm probably going to do a ball opening sometime during the day. But I've got balls. And I love you guys. God bless. Prayers. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Appreciate it that you're spending your time here with me, with us. And I'll see you tomorrow, God willing. And again, thank you for watching. Have a good night, everybody. Stay safe. And see you tomorrow. Love you. Sleep well.